Hello, and how are you doing today? This is Mark McKenna with Realty Executives. I'm going to give you a quick market update. There's a lot of information I want to cover here. This is for the update here for the month of September of 2022 here. So I'm going to do a little bit of a review here of what the year was, what's kind of going on now, why is it happening, and then what can we expect for the next quarter here. So what we got going on right now is kind of like a normalizing the market, and we're starting to get into the holiday season, those type of things, and now people are it kind of slows down a little bit. Why? Because people want to go on vacation and everything. They don't want to sell a house, and they got 98% of all transactions go through a real estate agent, and they go on vacation too. So things kind of just naturally kind of slow down, but there's still a lot of activity going on. So what happened this year? If you bought and you were in the market between January until about maybe April or so, you experienced a really high peak time. It was almost like a perfect storm if you think about it, because you had a tremendous buyer demand in there, and we had about 1/5 of those buyers in there were institutionalized buyers. But basically they're investors. Investors were buying about 1/5 of the homes out there on the market. So they started pulling themselves out as the market started to kind of soften and things. And so we had a decrease in the buyer demand, but then also sellers, we had just such horribly low inventory. I mean, you had no choices out there. About 3,000 homes on the market, which right now, today, just so you know, the lowest we've ever had it, okay, this year, and actually in past like 10 years, was about 3,000 homes on the market. Now we're up to almost 20,000 homes on the market. So we're over 5 times as much, almost 6 times, actually more than that, on the market. So you get more choices now as a buyer. So we've had that influx of homes on the market in such a relatively short period of time. So there's a lot of different transitions kind of going on here, and people are getting nervous. The first thing that happens is that not only the market starts to change, but the attitudes of the sellers lags behind that. So they think they could still get their house for top dollar, and I could have 50 offers and over asking and everything else, and I'm going to hold out for that. Well, that's not what's going on here. And there's a couple things at play here that have caused that to change. Well, first of all, that's not sustainable anyways. That's not normal. Okay, that just is clear the air on that. That's not normal. All right, so we're kind of getting back to normal things. So people somehow are thinking, well, this market, I'm waiting for it to crash or something like that. Well, that's not going to happen either. Sorry, folks, but we're not set up for that. Arizona is a fantastic place to live. We have commercial growth. We got a lot of different things happening in here that are growing our state in a way where it is sustainable for the years to come here. So we got solid, good buyer demand in play, and we have a lot more choices. Now the things that are really impacting our market here are going to be the interest rates. Because now, that's kind of like a trade-off. Okay, it's like, well, I don't have any houses to buy here, but rates are real low, so I have to overpay for a home. Well, would you rather do that, and people did and had to, or do you want to go ahead and negotiate and get the house you like to have, but you're going to have to pay a little bit more as far as your interest, and that's what happens. But on every recession that we have, what happens after the recession and get us out of one is that the rates have to go down. So if you look at it like breathing here, okay, if you look at it this way, so we were kind of hyperventilating here with the market being so compressed with the number, the homes on the market, and people were trying to hustle around and try to get a home. And now we're starting to normalize, do deep breathing here, and get more of a normal cycle, a balanced market here, where there's time in the market. 3 or 4 months, the homes are being sold and everything else. People could take a breath here and really kind of look around. But then if the rates keep going up and up, and they are, there's going to be a point where it's, they're going to be, I want to say, starved of oxygen. They're going to be, well, we can't breathe anymore. We're going to stall the market. Then they have to bring down those rates in order to kind of control that part of it and bring in more and more buyers on there. So when this fourth quarter, for an example, is really shaping up, I think, for the buyers. And for two reasons. One, rates are still relatively lower, but still about 6.5% or 6% or so, depending, the terms you end up getting. But November, December, some analysts are saying it could be over 7%, and maybe even 8%. And then what's going to happen for the first part of the year? So that significantly will impact your buying power. So there's ways we could kind of temper that a little bit with negotiating and contracts and things like that with inventory, and sellers just want to sell their house. So you really want to make sure you get hooked up with a reputable and agent that knows the market, specifically the market that you're looking for. So with all that in mind and what's kind of going on here, it's important to to understand your options. And so, know that, but also a couple other points. People are thinking, no, the sky is falling kind of thing. No, it's not. Defaults are at a normal, about 2% or so, which is normal. There is nothing there that's saying that it's we're on the increase of people not paying their mortgage or anything else like that. Foreclosures are at actually below normal. I mean, because there's so much equity in there. Think about this. People over the past 2 years have experienced almost 20% growth on their home. And that's like 40% in the past 2 years. Well, then, now you got 3 years, I'm at not 40% growth, I'm at 40, maybe 42% or maybe 35%. Oh, well, I lost, some of the equity in my home. No, you didn't. It's just growing at a different rate. So we're shaping up nicely, and like I said, it's a great time to be a buyer out there. So, and I'm not just saying it because I'm an agent, I want to help you sell and everything else and buy and all that. No, I'm saying realistically, you still got historically low rates. 6% is not that bad, all things considered. You get into a home, you get the right home that you want, you negotiated the terms out well, we're fantastic, you're living in it and everything else, and all of a sudden you maintain, and we get out of the recession, rates start to kind of taper off here a little bit, then you refinance, and then you save yourself more. So it's a process here that you got to think about. Anyways, I could go on for hours on this, folks, but I just want to go ahead and give you a real brief update here on what's kind of going on. So if you have any questions or so, reach out to me. My name is Mark McKenna. I'm with Realty Executives. Just go ahead and call me on the number on the bottom of the screen here, and I'll be able to help you out. And there's no obligation or commitments or anything. It's just me talking to you and kind of figuring out where you are and what you want to do. And then, if it lines up that, you can utilize my services, then fantastic. Let's do this. It'll be a fun, exciting process that you're, we'll be very focused on your objectives. So have a great day, and be well, and talk to you later.